What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And on this video, I want to go over my game plan for tomorrow, FOMC, as well as big earnings from a lot of the major tech companies that we all know, love, and like to trade. So, market, a little bit of consolidation today. Started off with a big, humongous gap down 350, 400 points. We kind of grinded our way back up mid session. One thing that we need to kind of take in note, right? If you're finding yourself having trouble entering into trades that seemingly worked 2 weeks ago and they're not necessarily working recently, well, it's not that the strategy is wrong. It's not that your bias is wrong. It's just markets are contracting a little bit. So the ranges are getting a little bit smaller. The fake outs are happening a little bit more frequently. So instead of getting that big breakout and then long continuation to the upside, you're getting the breakout and then it's pulling back. Instead of getting that rollover, because a lot of us think, hey, market's been up 14, 15, 16 days in a row. It's got to pull back, right? Well, the market is still proving that it's very strong. Okay. Now, are we due for a pullback? Does the market, in order to be healthy, need a pullback? Yeah. But can we still stay overextended for another week, another day, another month? Absolutely. Right? I don't necessarily think that we're going to roll into May and just continue these all-time highs. I think we're going to kind of pitter patter around here. There's a couple of levels that I want to watch. And again, especially for tomorrow, these are, I think, key levels that we need to kind of really focus in on. Now, let's get into it. We're looking at the 1 hour chart here. I'll pull up my drawing tool so I can make some notations and some lines on the screen. What we're looking at here is right now in the after hours, we are approaching and reclaiming the daily 5 moving average. That's the green line that you see on the screen. Very important. Whoever controls the daily 5 simple moving average generally controls the majority of the price action intraday. So if we are above the 5-day moving average, you're looking for pullbacks. You're looking for on the smaller time frames, you're looking for those break and retest. You're not looking to buy the breakouts. You're looking for the breakout to go. You're looking for it to come back. You're looking to buy that dip and then continue higher. Now, if things start to turn around, let's say, for example, through the overnight session, we kind of push up and then we really fail to kind of hold these levels here and we open up New York tomorrow below the 5-day moving average. We've got a lot of room down here to 27,000. 27,016, which is your daily 10 moving average. That's the range that I'm looking at here. So over the 5-day moving average, bullish. We're looking for the dips. We're continuing the long. Obviously, we can look towards those swing highs here, 27,500. You've also got another little intermediate swing high here around 27,500 even, and then 27,542 is that all-time high. Now, we're going to keep that in watch here because we don't have to necessarily touch these previous swing highs. We can get just to the top of the range and then pull back, right? So if you find yourself in a long position, we're approaching this upper supply, sell into strength, guys. Remember, sell into strength. Also, if you're trading and you've got, like, let's say a 10-point take profit or a 20-point take profit and a 10-point stop loss, that's going to be a little tight. I'm not sitting here telling you to open up your stop loss to 100 points, but you're going to have to expand it just a little bit, especially if we're in a little bit more of a choppier environment. If we're in more of a consolidation environment where we're not screaming each and every single candlestick to make an all-time high, and we're not just breaking down levels of support, crashing down, you're going to get that more ebb and flow. You're going to get the ups and the downs and the downs and the ups. So, a 10-point stop loss, unless your entry is picture perfect, more times than not, you're going to find yourself getting chopped up. And what happens when traders get chopped up is they go on tilt. They revenge trade, they FOMO, they oversize, they try to get it back. They don't log off and come back tomorrow. They sit there and try to make everything back. And that's the biggest mistake that you can do. I think you already understand that. You already know that, but maybe just a helpful reminder kind of puts you on the right path. So the levels that I'm looking for, again, obviously over today's highs, we're bullish. So I'm going to keep that in mind. What is the outcome of tomorrow? Things can change. We can be down 500, 600, 700 points tomorrow. Okay. After FOMC, after one of these big earnings reports, You could see the market gap down aggressively if that's it, right? If this is the top, but you can still see that grind to the upside. So I'm going to play it just like this. Until the technicals prove me wrong, I'm going to continue to follow the technicals. Do I want the market to keep on screaming to the upside? Sure, absolutely. Who doesn't want the market that's continuously going up and to the right? However, I do know that it's a little bit harder up here to find those trades without significant pullbacks. We need to get that, maybe 3 to 5 days of consolidation. We need to get that back test of the daily 10. We need to get that back test of the daily 20. We need to consolidate for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We need to see it, right? In order for a healthy market, we need to see it, right? The higher we continue to float up here, the bigger, once we do pull back, the bigger that pullback is going to be. So again, you can see right now, currently in the after hour session, we're up about 100 points. We're up 0.3435%, trading at 27,261. So the main level that I'm watching for tomorrow, and this is how we're going to play it. If we open up and we are trading above 27,250, okay, 27,250, if we're trading over that level, and the market is gapping higher, I am not chasing that long right off the open. I will wait 15 minutes. I will wait 30 minutes. I will wait an hour. I will wait for that retest of this level. Okay. Now, if we really gap up where we're up 300 points tomorrow, then I'll wait for some type of 1 hour, support, maybe off of a 20 SMA on a 1 hour chart or a 50 SMA on a 5 minute chart, something like that. I'll wait for that pullback to see if we can hold and then try to buy that dip. Now, let's say between right now and the open tomorrow at New York, let's say, for example, we just kind of fade out, right? So it looks something like this, okay? Let's just say we kind of push up here in the overnight session and then we just kind of stall out. And then towards the New York open, we quickly lose this level. That does not mean to just go short. That's the easiest trap that you could probably get yourself into. You're going to need to be patient. What you're going to want to see is allow that 15-minute ORB to get set, allow that 30-minute ORB to get set, allow the first hour to get set. You're going to want to see if they do put in a strong wick and they reclaim that daily 5. If they do, meaning the buyers, the bulls, if they wash everyone out off the open and then we start to reclaim that daily 5, what I'm going to look for is something like this, where we reclaim the daily 5, consolidate, and then hold. If that's the case, then we use a stop loss either under that low or under that 5 SMA. Okay. Now, again, if we gap up too much and we kind of put on this big old blow off top here, and then we have FOMC and the market starts to get aggressive to the downside, they don't like what they're hearing. It's not in line with expectations. We have a bad earnings report from one of the companies after hours, and we start to aggressively lose this daily 5 SMA, then now we can start looking to the short side because we do have room down to 27,000. So that's about 250 points away, which theoretically speaking is not that big of a range considering how much we are already up. So what I would like to see here is if we aggressively start to sell off after FOMC, after hours, and off those earnings reports, and you see a little bit of a back test going into Thursday where we've kind of failed to reclaim that daily 5 in a strong manner, and we start pushing down towards 27,000 here, we're going to want to look to, and you want to have this marked out because it's almost lining up perfectly with that daily 10 SMA. You're going to want to mark out Tuesday's lows, okay? Because if we get below Tuesday's lows, same rules apply. Lose Tuesday's lows, put in a little bit of a back test, kind of fail. Now we are starting to see a little bit of a trend change, a little bit of a shift in momentum where we're not necessarily putting in new highs. We're kind of putting in lower highs, kind of staircasing to the downside for a potential rollover that has a lot of room down to go. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at. Again, the game plan is pretty cut and dry. It's not too, it's not too difficult to kind of see what's going on. The only difficult part is executing in real time when the markets are open, because a lot of times we're trading smaller time frames. we're zoomed in onto the current candle that's printing, and you see it green, 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 green. But it's like realistically, you're looking at a 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute candlestick. And just because that one candle in that duration of 5 minutes seems like an eternity, and you're missing out on that move, you got to kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture. What are we doing? Have we actually reclaimed supply? Are we working our way back up to the upside? Is this nothing more than just a flag pattern that's going to continue to break out and then pull back to these all-time highs and continue to just grind into May? Or is this the start of a consolidation that is kind of working its way into lower highs and a little bit of a rollover come May? Okay. So that's what we're really focusing on. Again, don't deviate from the system. Your strategy does not change depending on, you know, if the market's bullish or bearish. The only thing that really changes is maybe your price targets. Maybe they get smaller, maybe they get bigger. Your stop losses, maybe you need to expand them, maybe you can really tighten them up. But in terms of what you're looking for, you have to respect the daily technicals. You have to respect the macro view. Because if you're coming into the market and you're just waiting for that first dip to just get short because you know that the market needs to pull back, you're going to continue to get ran over. Okay. And I see that's what's happening with a lot of traders, maybe that haven't made as much money as they feel that they should have been making the past week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because they're kind of every time the market starts selling off a little bit, they think, okay, that's it. That's the top. I've got to get in short here through the lows of pre-market. I've got to get in short here on this 1 minute chart. I've got to get short on this 30-minute ORB. And even though it's bouncing against me, I can hold it because this is the top and we're going to start to roll over. You have to stay in line with what's going on the macro overview. Again, market's up 110 right now, so 0.40% in the after hours. So again, we're showing strength in the markets, okay? And whether you want to believe it or not, there is strength there. Could today, could yesterday just have been a little bit of consolidation for people to take a little bit of profits and buying at a better price, because this could be the start of a new all-time high, right? That's a scenario. These are all types of scenarios that you need to be running through your head day in and day out. You can't just come into the market with your own personal bias. And that's a lot of times what I see is a lot of traders come in with their own personal bias and they try to make their strategy fit in line with what they think is going to happen in the markets, versus taking their strategy, looking at the markets, looking at the technicals and saying, oh, well, we are trading over the daily 10. We are trading over the daily 5. I've got to be looking for that continuation long. I've got to continue to keep giving the benefit of the doubt to the bulls until something changes. And it's going to be very, very clear when it does change. What I don't want to see have happen is a lot of people blow themselves out right now, anticipating and being too early. And then once the market finally, if it wants to go put in an all-time high and roll over, or whether it wants to kind of stall out here and start putting in lower highs and roll over, by the time this happens and we actually do have a nice back test, you're all out of cash, right? Because you were busy trying to short everything here, 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 here. You're busy trying to short here, and now the market's ripping back up to the upside. So again, make sure that your strategy is in line with the higher time frame, the macro overview. Hope you guys took something away from this video. If you did, you guys trade evaluations, show some support. You can use my discount code for Apex Trader Funding, 90% off by using discount code DAnthony. The link is also down in the description box below. If you guys don't like Apex, or you don't use Apex, or maybe you don't trade prop firms at all, maybe you trade a personal account, then you can thank me by giving a thumbs up on this video. I would highly appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know how you guys have been doing in the past couple of weeks. Have you been going long? Have you been staying in line with the overall chart? Or are you jumping the gun a little early? Okay. Are you not respecting the technicals because you're wanting your strategy to fit with your personal narrative, not the narrative that's actually playing out on the screens? I'll see all of you guys on the next video.